I'd just like to point out that as soon as we started rolling on this episode, Elise was shoveling ice cream into her mouth.
It's a lot of ice cream.
Josh was talking about his time spent on the Fox lot.
He always does dropping names. He's always doing it.
Did you meet Deadpool?
What were the rest of you jackoffs doing?
We were working.
We were working, getting ready for open house because we treat comedy seriously. We don't have the time to just dick around, as indicated by our Vincero watches.
See?
This episode is sponsored by Vincero watches. Great, affordable watches with a hint of class. And we're going to hear more from them at the end of the show. Thank you for your sponsorship.
Right now, I want to hear more of Josh's story.
Yeah, but Josh,
Josh, tell us what happened to the Fox lot.
What other celebutards did you meet?
I was 3 feet away from Minnie Driver.
That doesn't count as you meeting her or talking to her.
I didn't meet
She
her.
doesn't know
staring
at her in
are.
a parking lot doesn't count.
is she as small as her name would lead you to believe?
No, she should be Maxie Driver.
First question this week comes from King of Heart and the year they were born in. So, Happy Time Murders is looking interesting. Which childhood show would you give the same dark, gritty happens after the cameras are off?
I'm going to say Denver the Last Dinosaur. I think it's time we brought him back. I think we could have him voiced by some sort of white person doing an offensive minorities voice.
There's always that line in the song, he's my best friend and a whole lot more.
A whole lot more.
What's that whole lot more part?
I don't know the show.
I don't know what that is.
What does Denver the Last Dinosaur do?
He skateboards,
He
goddammit.
skateboards and he plays guitar.
Is that not Theosaurus Rex, Theodorus?
No, that's the Whoopi Goldberg movie.
Right. There's 2 T-Rexes that ride
He's not a
skateboards.
T-Rex. He's like a Stegosaurus.
You don't know Denver the Last
know
Dinosaur? 2 of the people in this room of 5 know Denver the Last Dinosaur.
Yeah, but
Really?
the other 3 don't.
Yeah,
so
it's less than half.
Majority, it turns out.
Yeah.
My answer would be Blue's Clues because a lot of people told me I look like Steve from Blue's Clues. I'd be cool and get laid all the time in the show because it would be a child show turned into an adult show.
I'd like to update Mr. Wizard, where he's an updated, more adult version. Mr. Lizard.
How is that?
really more adult? How?
Lizards are for adults. Wizards are for children.
Josh, please.
Give us the best one, Josh.
All right, so check this out. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I was in war.
Oh my gosh, every piece of
I can't
content
believe
you
I
talk
haven't
about
heard that
this.
a million times.
Therefore, the show I would like to reboot, or gritty, is Gummy Bears. And the reason is because I know what it's like. I have war knees. And so I know what it's like to put all that pressure on your knees. And I would like to see
That's not a
what's
condition.
happened to the Gummy Bears. Now you fast forward 20 years, they're in their 40s.
They got war knees and diabetes.
They got war. It's like war butts because they bounce.
Next question. Next question from Jane Michael Vincent. If Jacob and Peek were in a Christian made-for-TV movie, what would the premise of the movie be and what would it be called?
I think building on the popularity of Jacob going to the aquarium, Jacob goes to Japan to stop those guys who murder dolphins in the cove, right?
Okay.
But before he can actually do that, some Christian says that he needs to actually convert all the Shintos to Christianity. So he never actually stops the dolphins. He ends up joining them, murdering more dolphins, but converting a lot of people to Christianity.
I would take Jacob and Peek. Peek would be the homosexual. Jacob would be the straight man. And Jacob would take Matt Peek to a certain camp. And that camp would help Matt Peek become a different person.
What kind of different person?
Somebody who goes to space camp.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He
Cool.
goes and
Space camp.
just learns space camp and learns how to, like be in a spaceship and do all sorts of cool stuff like that.
Cool. I want to make a similar version, but this time Jacob's the homosexual and Matt's the top.
All right. So that's just a gay porn is what you're making.
I mean, Christianity is basically one close-up of penetration away from gay porn, right?
Mine's kind of like think Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor sort of comedy duo kind of thing, where Jacob and Peek are the guys that roll the rock away from Jesus's crypt on the third day.
They're running into each other
Yeah.
and bouncing out that boy.
They roll the rock away, and his half
still
decomposed
there.
corpse is still there, but they're like, shit. They have to Weekend at Bernie's Jesus' corpse
Oh no.
to make
That's
it
it.
look like he's back
Yeah,
from the dead.
That's it.
Josh, you're a filmmaker.
I know that there's a piece in the Old Testament where God kills a guy for shooting his semen on the ground.
That's true.
And so I think that would be interesting to see the 2 guys who are in charge of enforcing that law and making sure no semen hits the ground. Or if it does, they have to ID it back to the person.
It's like CSI Bible,
Yeah.
Bethlehem.
CSI Bethlehem. There.
Elise, next question.
Coach T246 and young Sheldon. Sheldon has an irrational fear of flu season.
No, Sheldon.
What are some of your irrational fears?
Real quick before we answer, this is our young Sheldon question of the week.
We're doing it again.
It's back,
All
baby.
right, I'm so glad.
It's back.
That I say.
No.
Do they cover the first Bazinga in that show?
I'm sure they will if they haven't already.
Is there like he sees like a bazooka and then a
Zinger.
Inga or something, and they combine and he goes, "Wowee!"
Bazinga! 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 Bazinga!
My irrational fear is that someday they're gonna cancel young Sheldon.
Yeah, I knew so.
How irrational of you.
They're never going to do that. It's
Well,
make
the
money
only
forever.
thing is, we've discussed it before, but when they catch up to Big Bang Theory,
Yep.
I say you just keep the show going. You just do all the episodes again of Big Bang Theory,
I'm all right
but
with
now
that.
with the young Sheldon cast.
People will watch it. I mean, Josh has got a lot of irrational fears. I feel like he can answer for all of us. So
All
go
my
ahead,
fears
Josh.
are very rational.
Just name them all. Name them all. Just go down that list.
Scared of fish.
Why? We had sushi for lunch.
Well, I know. That's how I conquer it.
Name the next one. What other irrational fears you got? I know you got other irrational fears. You told me about them.
You're scared of undiagnosable diseases.
I am.
You're a hypochondriac. Yeah.
I am a hypochondriac. That's right. I thought I had syphilis earlier this year.
How would you have gotten
I don't know.
syphilis?
I thought it was airborne, maybe.
Airborne syphilis.
Yeah,
huh?
apparently syphilis is a really rare disease too.
It is
so
very
it's-
rare.
Therefore, it
Al
mean,
Capone had it.
oh, that was it. I visited his prison cell in December in Philadelphia.
How's he doing?
He's not so hot.
Oh.
But the cell is nice. But that's probably how I got it.
I have a real answer. I told Bruce about this a little while ago. I had a dream the other night that out of nowhere, all of us here at Funhaus had to recreate the show Rock of Ages
Oh yeah.
because the cast refused to do it. And so we were asked to do it in front of a crowd that was a very tough crowd.
Naturally.
And we barely knew the first song and we kind of barely got through it.
Did we pull it off?
Kind of. We had like a couple warm claps.
Who was Tom Cruise?
Bruce was.
I was Tom Cruise, and I had
Nice.
the big teeth.
Any other fears?
I have always said I'm not afraid of anything,
Okay.
and I'm not.
You get scared the most though whenever we
By
play
who?
anything scary.
Who scares me? What are you talking
Games,
about?
video games.
Wait.
Ghosts.
You show me some evidence right now.
That. What the heck?
What are you doing to that man?
I don't want any of this.
Why would you do that to him?
Gay. I'm not gay. I wasn't afraid of that at all.
Oh, you weren't? You liked it?
Got him.
Josh, you want to read the next question?
Brian is bored. Asks, you, Funhaus, and friend, are taking me out on a first date. What kind of date do you take me on to ensure when you, I put out later that night.
This is an insured date.
An insured date.
Yeah.
I think you go to one of those trampoline gymnasiums because I think when you get worked up like that, and also when this person, Brian, sees my sweet bouncing moves,
Right.
they will not be able to resist me.
I would take someone on a date to the pool. Put on a bathing suit, but what that does is that it exposes a little more of your skin, right? So then you kind of get thinking about what it would look like in bed. Also, it makes you automatically wet. So then when you're wet, you can have sex easier.
At least you're a woman, so this should be easy for you.
Take you to the gun range.
Nice.
Good
It's
answer.
phallic.
Dudes love guns.
It's powerful. It's
They
fast.
love guns. Josh loves guns.
And
Yeah.
wait till my answer.
Josh, what's your answer?
I was gonna say laser tag. You can see how proficient you are at killing without like killing real people, but that gets people worked up. You know, it's that like amphetamines or whatever. That's it.
Amphetamines.
And yeah. Anyways, but yeah, you know, like it's like. Yeah, it's just like you watch Troy and it's the same feeling.
I think we do one of two things. We either go wait by the crosswalk, like as the light changes, the car starts to go, you jump in front of it.
Okay.
That way it's their fault. Tripping outside of libraries, that's a great option.
He's talking about
bringing your
insurance.
Bring your own glass.
He's talking about
got it.
No,
Or-
the Brian is board meant to spell it ENSURE, not IN.
Like the drink?
No.
Adam, just read the last question.
Yeah, just read the last
Hey, the
one.
last question this week comes from Part-Time Crazy. Bruce messed up his face on a trampoline. Lawrence did it
Probably on a
falling
date.
like a pro off the roof. Sorry. Who is the next member of Funhaus to damage their face, and how will it happen?
Not technically a member of Funhaus, but I think Benson might get into an accident. He'll put his face in a trash can where it doesn't belong, and then he'll get a scar. So he'll look like an anthropomorphic dog general that
Cool.
that Josh may have gone to war with. So he'll have a cool scar, and
pretty
people
cool.
ultimately find him even cuter.
Josh, were there any dogs at war that were higher ranked than you?
Most of them, yeah. But it's because they went through ROTC.
General Fido, General Rex. Where do
yeah.
I go next?
There was an officer, officer enlisted thing.
You got it, sir.
Josh is like, I can sniff for bombs too.
I think we all know that Elise will have her face ruined as she's presenting evidence at a court hearing, and then Batman jumps out. He's somehow in court.
Okay.
And then she has the acid evidence, and it hits her face.
Oh no!
Your Honor, Exhibit B, acid.
This is the laziest.
That's not what happens. The guy throws acid, right? The guy actually throws acid.
Oh, but then he has
a
paper.
folder that
Yeah,
blocks. That's,
but it's still unclear what the motive was. Like, burn a little bit. Like, but then why is Batman in court?
he was subpoenaed.
You know, Batman could have prevented Harvey Dent from becoming Two-Face if he
How
had
so?
arrived to the courtroom a little bit sooner.
How could
Maybe
he
he
have done
was
that?
late because he didn't have on a Vincero watch.
This episode of Open House is brought to you by Vincero Collective Watches. Are you looking to increase your perceived success and wealth without paying a huge price tag? Vincero has a modern and contemporary style that looks bold and professional. Get the watch built for a boss. A luxury watch doesn't have to cost you a fortune, and you'll see why when you check out Vincero. Every watch is manufactured and quality checked by hand before being shipped out to you. This is the kind of attention to detail and dedication to quality typically only seen with luxury watch brands over $500, while Vincero watches start at a little over $100. With over 6,500 five-star reviews and a 2-year warranty, you can shop with confidence. You have to check them out. I know you'll love their watches just as much as I do. Go to VinceroCollective.com/openhouseaugust and enter the promo code HOUSE, HAUS, to get 15% off your entire order. Don't blend in. Stand out. Get a Vincero watch at VinceroCollective.com/openhouseaugust and enter the promo code HOUSE, HAUS. Do it now.
What would your laser tag names be?
Puss Slayer.
Acid face.
Okay.
Angel Fire.
Ooh,
That's cool.
Josh, what about you?
Acid thrower.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Lazed and confused.
Nice.
You asked us the question just so you can answer it. Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
I am gonna have Bruce Green's ska camp.
Scamp.
No one's gonna go to that.
Scamp. You and Bones are counselors.
If any of you need more firewood, you just tell them to pick it up.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
When there's a bird, you go.
Scamp sucks.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm gonna go with Pokemon Go. I don't know if you guys